starts with the upper lip, the lower lip. Do this. That's the vestibule. That's the oral vestibule, lip space between your lips and your teeth. Okay? Then I have the oral cavity. Push up. That's the hard palate. Go back. I've got the soft palate, and I have the uvula that hangs down in the middle. Once I'm past that arch, I'm in the oral cavity. Okay? Then we have the laryngo. We have the oral pharynx, the laryngopharynx. If you follow the picture, you go down the esophagus. There's an excellent picture of the stomach. You need to know all those parts of the stomach. Who grab me a stomach out of the way? The one that has the spike sticking out of it. The other half, oh, you got it. Okay, just to show you this, and it's all labeled. This is the esophagus. If I draw a line right across here, this is the fundus, this is the body, and this is the pylorus. Okay? This is the lesser curvature. This is the greater curvature. When I look at the layers of the stomach, this is rugae. And we know what rugae does. It allows it to stretch. But if I say name this layer, this is mucosa. See the white layer all the way around? That's submucosa. And this is muscle. But here you can see in the stomach and in the stomach only, I've got 3 layers of muscle. On the inside, I've got the oblique, goes at an angle. I've got the circular, and I have the longitudinal. Now they really lay one on top of the other. I have the oblique muscle, the circular muscle, and the longitudinal muscle. 3 layers in the small intestine, in the stomach. Everywhere else, I've got 2 layers of muscle, circular and longitudinal. Okay? This is the cardiac sphincter. It's not a real sphincter, it's just an extension of the layers of the esophagus, so it doesn't close very well. That's why so many people get heartburn, because it doesn't close well and it goes back up. But there's the cardiac sphincter, so this space right here where the esophagus comes into the stomach is the cardia. Cardia. But this is the cardiac sphincter. This is the pylorus, so that one is the pyloric sphincter. It is a real sphincter. It closes tight. Okay? So then we come in to the duodenum. Remember we did don't jump in, duodenum, jejunum, ileum. All right, so in your blackboard, you've got a picture that says this is the layers of the intestine. And you need to know that picture. Everything on that page, you need to know. Well, that's not true. You need to know the plica circularis. You need to know the villus and the microvillus. But there's a picture, it looks like a little spike over here. You just need to know number 8. Okay, the lacteal. But you need to know all the different layers of the small intestine. But when I get here, this is the duodenum. See that I've got 6 and 7? 6, if I say name that raised structure, the bump, that's the major duodenal papilla. If I say name this raised structure, this is the minor duodenal papilla.
Quick question. The first one, you're talking about that bump right there?
6.
So I couldn't see
That bump right there.
Okay, yes.
Right there, okay?
Thank you, sir.
So we have, this is the pancreas. It tells you that this is the head, this is the body, and this is the tail. I'm not going to question you on that. What you do need to know, see this white tube coming all the way across and then it zigzags down? That is the pancreatic duct. But see this little one that cuts across right there, number 5? That is the accessory pancreatic duct. See that green one? The gallbladder sits right here. So I have the pancreatic duct and the common bile duct coming out through this. So if I say name the raised structure, it's the major duodenal papilla. If I say name the opening, it's the hepatopancreatic ampulla. Okay? This is the major duodenal papilla, and the hole is the hepatopancreatic ampulla. We used to call it the ampulla of Vader. Right? See these ridges? This is plica circularis. You really don't see that much in the duodenum. Most of it is in the jejunum. Okay? There is a picture, doesn't have this picture, but there's a picture that shows all the teeth. you need to be able to name the teeth, and I'll use this model. This is, and it's this part of your mouth. It's 1/4 of your mouth. So you then understand when I say this is the central incisor, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So this is the central incisor, this is the lateral incisor, and this is the canine, or the bicuspid. This is the first premolar, this is the second premolar, this is the first molar, the second molar, and the third molar. Okay? Again, central incisor, lateral incisor, the bicuspid or the canine, first premolar, second premolar, the first molar, the second molar, and the third molar. 8, 16, 24, 32. That's how many permanent teeth you have. You have 20 deciduous teeth, the baby teeth that fall out. All of this pink is the gingiva, the gums. This is right underneath the tongue. The tongue's right here. This is right underneath the tongue. This is the lingual salivary gland. And this is the submandibular, because it's under the mandible, submandibular salivary gland. Okay? You have another one right here called the parotid gland. There's a picture of the tooth. And when you look at that picture of the tooth, in the PowerPoint, there's a picture of the tooth, and it looks just like this, okay? If I look in your mouth, all that white I see is the crown. Here's the neck. The neck's defined as being right at the gum line, but that's only true if you have a healthy mouth. If you have diseased gums, then they recede. But in a healthy mouth, this is the crown, this is the neck, and this is the root. Then we go back and we name the histology. The crown is covered by enamel, hardest substance that we know. The neck and the root are covered with cementum. It cements the tooth into the jaw. All of this ridge stuff is dentin. It makes up the bulk of the tooth. It answers 2 questions. This is the pulp cavity, and in it you will find the pulp. This is the root canal, and in here you find blood vessels and nerves. Okay? Now, if you look at the picture, there's a structure right here called the periodontal ligament. It is the periodontal ligament that holds the tooth into the jaw. Okay? So that you know, if you're playing baseball and you got hit with a ball and your tooth fell out, pick the tooth up, get the sand off of it, clean it, stick it back in the socket. We can save that tooth. Okay? In the PowerPoint, or in your pictures, you've got a picture of the tongue. I'm going to use the picture of the tongue, but this kind of shows it. I've got the little teeny tiny bumps. Those are filiform papillae. All they do is roll the food up into a ball so you can swallow it. These medium-sized bumps are the fungiform papillae. They have 10 taste buds each. The papillae are not taste buds, okay? They just hold the taste buds. The filiform just do friction. They don't have any. The fungiform have 10 taste buds each. And can you see this one back here forming that V? See it? Mm-hmm. That's the circumvallate or the vallate papillae. They have 100 taste buds each. So you need to know that we have 4 primary tastes: sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. And then they found 2 more. The Japanese found one called the umami. That's beef broth, chicken broth, and Parmesan cheese, glutamate. Okay? And then we have one for water, and the one for and the glutamate are back here. And then we have the water that's in the oral pharynx. But we can taste water. I hate water. Okay? But we always taught that it was sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. It's not true. That's all over the tongue. Okay? Then we need to know the muscles. You'll look it up, or unless you want to write it down now. Genio means chin. Okay? Glosso means tongue. That answers the test question. Glosso means tongue. Hyo means the hyoid bone that's right here. So this muscle, let's see how it's going from the chin to the tongue? Genioglottal. This one's going from the chin to the hyoid bone, geniohyoid, right there. This is coming from the hyoid bone to the tongue, hyoglossal. This is coming from the styloid process of the temporal bone to the tongue, styloglossus. And this one, it's wrapped, look at the submandibular gland wrapped around that muscle. That's this muscle. And that muscle is the myohyoid, forms the floor of the mouth. And right here you got two little muscles, and they're called the digastric. Di because it's two, and they look like they have little bellies, so we call them the digastric. What you're going to do is you're going to use the PowerPoint. I'll make sure the study guide's loaded up. You're going to look at the study guide. Those are due to me when we come back. So it means you have, if you're one of the ones that has to redo your test we took tonight, you've got to finish that. You're going to do the written tests, okay? And you're going to look at the pictures so that you can name all those parts. When we come back, we're going to sit and do all the models. But I'm going to primarily use the pictures that you're going to be looking at over the break, okay? So if you can name the layers of the stomach, all the parts of the stomach, then you can name it here. If you can name all the parts of this tooth, you can do it here. If you can name these the teeth in the picture, you can name them here, okay? There's only a few little things that I need to add so we can make sure that we know it for the test.
So when you first started telling us what we needed to do, are we turning in the study guide to you as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I want the study guide. You're going to redo your test we took tonight. You turn in the test answer sheet you used tonight and the new answer sheet. You're gonna do the written test for the digestive system, study guide, and your homework. All of that is due to me when we come back. We're gonna do the lab. We're gonna study the lab when we come back that Monday. Okay? And then that Wednesday, I'll give you the test over the lab.
Yes, sir.
All right? But this stuff is going to be in that closet.
Mm-hmm.